Nah, because then, the continuity thing. So are we too close? I feel like this is alright.
No, yeah, you're good. In New York, we call them man spreaders.
Okay.
Like, there's, like, signs in New York City in the subways to, like, no man spreading.
Okay. Got it. And no man spreading allowed.
Yeah, like, literally, it's like a thing. Like, it was on the news.
Yeah.
Everything. Like, people made a really big, maybe about 4 or 5 years ago.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Just because guys would get on there and just...
Yeah, because women aren't allowed to do that.
They just... physically, they can't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Man, I got these pants on right now, dude, and these pants, I literally can't do that at all. Like, I feel super cool in the pants.
Yeah.
But,
it's the joggers, ain't they? Those are joggers.
Probably, yeah. They're just,
they had it. I ripped a pair of joggers one time because I just
forgot.
Yeah.
It was
like,
would you, like, bend there, like, try to squat or some shit? Yeah.
Yeah. And you can't dry them. You have to air dry them because then the fabric starts to tighten up.
Okay, see, these aren't those kind of joggers.
Okay. Yeah, I had some really expensive ones. Okay. Let me not say expensive ones. From Urban Outfitters, I had a pair that was really nice. And as soon as I washed them, like maybe like 2 or 3 times, they ripped. And I was just like...
That happens with me with shoes, not ripping, but just I feel like so much money on them. And then the first day, I mess them up. And oh my God, dude, the transition right there. Well, first let me introduce you. What's going on, people? My name is Cole Connor. This is episode 4 of the Cole Connor podcast. And today I have the one and only Soul. S-O-L-E, spell it right. So we're about to jump into some shoe talk.
Oh, yeah.
Man. So what I'm trying to say is that every time I get a nice pair of shoes, no matter... it could be the cheap pair, but it's usually the nice pair. First day, I get mud on it. I get the way I sit, the way I get in my car, I get a scuff. I don't know how people do it. I don't know. How do you do it? How do you keep your shoes fresh and clean? Tell the people, please.
Well, first things first, thank you for having me on.
No problem, man.
Thank y'all for having me on. Big fan of the podcast.
Thanks, man.
Big fan of you as just an artist, an entrepreneur. I like that.
Hey.
I like that. Thank you. Appreciate it.
No problem, man.
But yeah, I'm a sneakerhead. So that's why he is asking me that.
Yeah.
I'm SOLE, like the sole of a shoe.
Yes.
And it's not because my feet are stinky or anything like that. It's because I'm a sneakerhead. It's just I'm from New York. Mm-hmm. So it's like if anybody knows anything about New York, you've been. Have you been?
Yes, a couple times. Yep.
So you see it. You see the atmosphere. You know New York City. It's especially back in the
so different compared to like here. Yeah.
Especially back in the before the internet. Let me say that was like the fashion capital of everything. You see new trends and different things like that. And that kind of started in Harlem. The Harlem
Is that where
Renaissance.
you're from?
I'm
exactly.
from Harlem.
You're
yeah.
from Harlem.
I'm born and raised in Harlem, and spent a lot of time in the South Bronx. But that's our culture, man. Like. Yeah. We don't have cars. You see the South, people have the big rims, and see the culture.
Yeah, I'm with it. So, I never had it personally.
Yeah, you've seen them,
but I've seen it.
Yeah,
for sure.
On a 78 rims.
Yeah.
You've seen them,
I
candy paint.
Dope. Yeah,
that's kind of their thing. Our thing in New York is getting fly, getting fresh. So it was always like even if you watch some of our movies like Paid in Full, and it's always like you got a guy with a toothbrush and he's like, do the right thing. The guy steps on his shoes and that's a famous scene. He's like,
what the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I gotta tell you this one story. Speaking of that, I'm clueless to all this. So this is making me think about like hip hop.
Okay.
As we talking about like the foundation, it makes me think of
Big Foundation.
Yeah.
That Kango.
Yeah, exactly.
You got Adidas on.
Yeah, exactly. So like I've learned. It took me like years to learn so much about hip hop. But one of my first shows I did with New SC, we're sitting there outside the venue. Everybody's like looking fresh. They got on brand new shoes, got on everything. We're standing in kind of like a dirt road type scenario. I'm chilling. I'm like 20 years old. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Yeah.
And I just start kicking up the dust, and I'm just like rapping and just kicking up the dust. It gets dirt over everybody's shoes, and they're just all like, what the fuck are you doing? But it just showed how clueless I was to just like fashion really in general. And because with hip hop, and I notice it more and more, like it's almost like represents your confidence.
Yes.
It's like
yes.
how you're feeling. And like, tell me a little like more like as like a sneakerhead, I don't know, how does that shoe represent? What does it represent to you? You know what I mean?
So hip hop is like my foundation.
Yeah.
I'm from New York City. My dad's born in 71.
Where was born. Yeah, right at the time.
He was that. I listened to so much Biggie. In between those, like in between, I was born in 93 till 90 to 2001. Biggie died in 97. Oh my God, that's all my dad played. You know, it wasn't a choice almost. Like hip hop, especially in New York, it's kind of not like a choice. You know what I mean? It's like it's like the South and we're in the Low Country. It's like Low Country Boil. You know, it's like Florida and Gators.
Yeah,
you know,
it just goes together. Yeah.
It just goes together, and that's like the basis of me. And that the shoe, that was a real that. If you think about it, the shoe of Adidas. You have Adidas on. You have both. I was Adidas field agent too, so you have the badge of sport on your shirt. Yep. And then you have the trefoil logo on your hat. That's like the OG logo, right? That shoe is what kind of got hip hop its limelight. The shell toe is kind of what Run DMC was
like
able.
The ones I got on?
Yeah, the ones you got on right now. Those exact pair, the black and white pair, was like the one. And the black, the in the reverse of that.
Okay.
When they were able to showcase, when Run DMC specifically, my Adidas, you know what I'm saying? All day I dream about success. Success. They showed the world what they can do with hip hop, with their voice. They were able to start selling those things like hotcakes because of them just wearing it. The Kango hat, which is not Adidas, it was just a different brand, but with
I got one of those.
The Adidas jumpsuit, you know what I mean? With the stripes, they were able to turn what the drug dealers and the street dudes were wearing into like showing people that we're big business. You should connect with us so we can grow, you can grow, and we can show the world what this hip hop thing is.
Now it's like the biggest thing in the world. Like, it's insane how, I mean, not just like Adidas, obviously, I mean, they're one of the biggest, but hip hop in general, just the way it took storm.
Oh
just
my
like
goodness.
Everybody wants a piece of it.
Everybody. And it's been that way since those days, you know? The DJ, you know, the 4 pillars of hip hop, you probably know: graffiti, DJing, graffiti, DJing, breaking, and MCing. Those are like the 4 pillars. Some people like to say there's 5, and that's knowledge.
That was it. Yeah. I was like,
but I like to say all of that together is knowledge. You know what I mean? So
that makes more sense. Yeah.
It's one of those things to where that's how hip hop kind of started. To me, it's the shoe. To other people, it's the jumpsuit and the shoe together. To me, it's the shoe because they would have people take off their Adidas at their shows, put them in the air. Adidas saw that. Now Run DMC has a lifetime contract with them. Lifetime.
Crazy.
Lifetime. So the shoe to me in New York is like my car. It's like, I get on a train, you see people turning those heads, you know, like, okay, got to get on my grind. And that's just a Harlem thing, man. I've watched so many trends come out of Harlem. Skinny jeans, you know, Dipset. A lot of people.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was like a rock star movement that happened.
Yeah.
And it wasn't skinny jeans per se; they were fitted. So, like, you ever heard of All 7 Mankind jeans?
I think so.
You've heard of 7 All
Mankind. I thought
Mankind.
it was more women.
It was definitely more of a women thing.
Okay, and then
but they started going into the men's, and they're a high expensive jean in New York. Brooklyn, Harlem, people like the, you know, braggadocio. It's like, yo, I got this, you know? And that was a big part of hip hop. So shoes is kind of how I started creating my content. You know what I mean? And that's kind of how.
That's what I want to get into a little bit, is shoes for you was like the beginning of your content. Tell us a little bit about like your story with it, because I've heard bits and pieces from you, and you know, I'm trying to make it in this YouTube world. I mean, whatever it is. I mean, I'm trying to really just gain a fan base so that I can eventually make money by doing what I love to do. That's the goal. Yeah. And so you've seen success in it. How did what happened?
I've the ups and downs of YouTube, man. It's crazy. What happened was, just to be honest with you, I'm a very spiritual individual, man. I just followed my gut, man. I just followed.
Me too, dude. Gut all the way.
I just followed my heart with it. So that's kind of like the cheesy answer. Yeah. You know, like the cheesy, I was kind of lucky, the stars aligned kind of thing. And just to let you know, I'm a fan too. Like, you're doing good. Like, you're doing good.
Thank you, man. Seriously.
Consistency. That's the one tip I'll give y'all before I go into my whole story. Consistency.
And it's hard.
It's so hard.
When nobody is fucking with you.
When you got 20 views.
Yeah, exactly.
And you got 50 friends.
Yeah, and it took you like 20, 30 hours to make the video.
And that's not even editing.
Yeah,
That's
that's how it is.
It's ridiculous. So how I started, man, I saw a void. I saw a void in YouTube. I started next September will be my 10th year anniversary of creating content for other people.
Dude, and put that in perspective, I've been creating content for probably just content for like 2 years.
And you're great at it.
And I've been making music for probably about 10 years. So like that's just for some people who've been following me since like the very beginning, this dude's been creating content that long. It's insane.
Bro, so people thought I was crazy. That's how early this is before everybody had a DSLR, riding around with their big old, this is way before then. I saw a void. I've always been into shoes, and I started working at the Nike factory store. One of my dream jobs. When I moved down here, I lived right in that vicinity of it, so I could walk to it. So shoes was always my thing, and Nike was my company at the time.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of getting off subject, but
it's all good.
I remember I wanted to look up if a shoe was real or not, right? And I didn't know how to look it up, so I just went to YouTube, right? Went to YouTube, saw a guy named J-Star. Boom, he had real versus fakes, crushing it. Older guy.
Nice.
He wasn't maybe even getting 20,000 views yet. You know what I mean? Like he was on top of the game of it, but it wasn't even like that. That was just like he maybe had one video that was like in the thousands.
Yeah.
So I looked up some more people. I'm like, oh, there's other people out here
actually doing it
that like shoes. So I started looking up other people. It was this guy named Sneak Geeks. Good dude. He was like one of the first guys on Bitcoin. Actually, it's pretty crazy. You should look him up if you want to get into the sneaker culture. Look up his page. Great dude, Jumpman Bostic. These are all older dudes. They're all 30 plus. At the time, I was 17.
Okay.
So I'm like, yo, there's no young kids doing this. Now I was getting a discount at Nike for the shoes because it was like, hey, I got the new shoe. And they'll review them and they'll try them on, do the on feet, show people what it was before they went out and purchased it themselves.
It's a big purchase. You want to see it, yeah.
Shoot, yo, if I didn't work at Nike, I probably wouldn't have had four. I probably would only have two shoes to this day. Yeah. But I was getting about 30% off, 40% off.
That's crazy.
So I'm beating everybody. I'm already beating everybody.
Yeah.
This is before any companies really had social media policies, so I was right in the middle, and I just followed my gut, man. A big part of my success was the music I played in the background. So what I did, I attached what I felt was who I was, more conscious level music, and at the time, this was 2010. Like the end of 2000.
Good times. That reminds me of the Drake just coming out, Kendrick and J. Cole and
Mac Miller, Kid Cudi.
Mac Miller.
That was, listen, man. 09, 010, great. So a lot of these people weren't popular yet. Big Sean wasn't popular yet. So I would put too real. I said I'm too fake. I can't even, and people would be like, yo, what's that? Who's that? That's how I kind of got them.
Discovering them.
And that's kind of how I did my thing. I loved music and I loved shoes. So I just tried to marry the both of them. And I would, I remember on the like my Christmas video, I would put like "Let It Snow" by Boyz II Men. And I would switch it up, and people were like, "Oh, that was great." And it's so many stories, man. Like it was beautiful. It was a beautiful time, man. I'm not gonna lie. It was one of the most. It's probably the best time in my life, to be honest with you. Like, not the best time, but
yeah, I get what you're saying.
Top five.
Yeah, top five for sure.
And it was fun, man. Like I'm be honest with you, it was a void. And how I started it, I would do something funny. And this is before I could even edit, bro. Like I would put it I would do the videos in my room. Sit on my bed, put my camera on the TV, press it, and that's how the whole video started. No editing capability whatsoever.
Press and play.
Took my little cousin's camera and recorded, bro, and it got popular, bro.
So how popular did it get? Like, what was the?
Okay, at my height.
Yeah.
You gotta understand, this is before. Unless you had 1 million, you were not getting 5,000 views. Like
Yeah.
it was not a thing. So the
Like
height,
their algorithm probably was like non-existent.
yeah,
at that point.
it was amazing. You could find people.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
It was really, if you looked for something, it would be there. So my highest video, which is still on YouTube to this day, I didn't take them all down. I had to take them down because of me working with Nike and their social media policy changing and things like that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was. I was kind of gonna be like the first 5 people getting seated. Like before it was even called influencer. It was just it wasn't even called a seeding program. It was, you have pull on social media, we want to start giving you stuff. So it was at the height, I had over 2,000 subscribers. Okay. Which at the time was, which is still amazing. Yeah. They start your
oh shit. We good. It should
Okay.
stay there now.
Yeah, hopefully.
There's a storm outside, folks.
We in the low country. It storms like every day here.
Literally every other
like
day. Yeah.
All day, every day.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But I had over 2,000 subscribers, and each one of my videos had over 1,000 views. Right. My biggest video, which is still up, is over 86,000, and I've blocked it a few times. It in a month it did 50,000, so it blew up.
Wow. And sometimes that's all it takes, dude. That one video, and then it just you keep building on top of that.
It was my True Blue video. So if y'all go on YouTube, when you would ever type in True Blue 3, I was the first person to come up at one point.
Damn.
I was the first person to come up at one point. Then like Nightwing, and then a lot of the guys that still do videos today, they would come up. So I remember I did my biggest video, which I'm still trying to find to this day. Right. You lost it? Yeah, I lost it completely.
Damn.
Now think about this. I'm 18 years old. This is 2011. I paid a guy $60. My good friend Money Varsity shoots videos in New York. I paid him $60 to follow me around and shoot at 18.
Nice.
This is before everybody was even thinking about that, right? So this is my brother's best friend, and my brother's 5 years older than me. All his friends, yo, I wish I was doing this at 18. I wish I was doing this, and they saw it. Like they saw it. A lot of people didn't see it. Yeah. They saw it. So he followed me around New York. This is when the Concord 11s came out.
Okay.
He followed me.
I don't know, just so you know, I don't know anything about all
That's all right. That's okay.
I'm saying
That's
yes.
Okay.
I can't visualize it, but I'm recognizing
it's a black and white shoe. It's a black and white shoe, patent leather, shiny.
Okay.
You've seen it before. It's like you've probably seen the black and red version of it. Very popular hip hop shoe.
Okay. I've probably seen it somewhere.
You've seen it. Yeah. You've definitely seen it. Great, very popular shoe. A lot of people wanted it. So I went to New York on vacation because they were releasing during Christmas. They usually release the Concord 11. That's like Jordan's shoe. That's like his Christmas shoe.
Got it.
Special shoe. They release them every Christmas time. So I went up to New York, visit my family, because I live down here. Went to visit my family, and I paid him $60. Excuse me.
Good.
To follow me around. And I had a concept for the video where I never saw people go to a sneaker event that talk to everybody what their favorite shoes was. And I mean, I have this video on a laptop that I'm currently getting the hard drive and all the information off of. Nice. So it will be back. But it was one of the first videos like that in the sneaker community. I mean, even blog style, like Complex.
Like, yeah.
I mean, bro, it was so good. I had my friend make the beat. Like I was on this. I was on what we're doing now. Then. Yeah. And that's kind of how I chalk it up. And I shouldn't, because I took the time and effort and did shit. But he followed me. I got him on a train. I got the train coming. Like I saw it in my head. Like how we see our videos now. I visualized how I just wanted to review this shoe because people were just now starting to take the shoe thing to the next level. 2011, it started to get serious, and I started to have competition. People started editing, and they started doing this and that and the third, and I just, be honest, I didn't have the finances, you know. I graduated 2011, summer of 2011, June. My most popular video was like right when I graduated. It was the True Blue one. So it was after graduation. I was kind of trying to put all my eggs in this shoe thing because it was after high school. I didn't go to college. And bro, the video came out amazing, man. Everybody there was amazing. The security guard like shouted me out because he knew I worked for Nike. So he just made up something and was like, this dude's the Nike athlete of the year. He's the year. And funny thing is, I actually paid for those with a gift card that I got for being the employee of the year from Nike.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Damn.
I've had a crazy life, man. Like I've done a lot of amazing things, you know what I mean? And not not because of me, but because I was lucky. I
Yeah.
hate to say it like that, but the universe opens up for me, man. You know?
Yeah, what I was gonna say is like I always feel like I'm on the, like you caught that wave in the very beginning. I always feel like I miss it by like 6 months or something, or it's like it hits me, and it's so frustrating. It's like around that same time, I just like picked up camera shit on my own.
Yeah.
No one ever taught me any of it. I just picked
Same
it up.
Here, same here.
But I think I was telling you this the other day. I would edit when I was like 15. I would edit these little music videos of like The Notebook and like all this shit, and I ended up getting hundreds of thousands of views. But in my little brain, I just was like, "Oh, that's cool." But I never like knew how to take it to that next level, and it just is like.
You know what's funny though?
What's that?
And this is what I'm learning now. I didn't do it back then for any views. I didn't do it for money. I got monetized really quickly. I got YouTube AdSense really quickly. And the standards now are above 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours
Of watching, right?
of video that are viewable to the public and monetizable.
Jesus.
So don't screw that up, guys.
Yeah.
That's keys for y'all that's trying to do that. You need over 1,000 subscribers and to have 4,000 hours.
You're talking about hours of
watchable footage. The reason why YouTube just changed that. It wasn't like that before. YouTube did it based off of if you had over 1,000 subscribers. That was the only requirement. And they got shafted.
But what about, I thought they had something about that you have to watch a certain amount of hours.
No. You have to have your hours have to be viewable. That's probably where you got the mistake at. You have to have 4,000 hours of viewable footage, and it has to be monetizable. So let's say, like me,
4,000. That's a lot of hours.
That's a lot. Well, what they did that for is so they know that this is what you're doing, and they switched it maybe like 2 years ago. You might have heard of it, Adpocalypse.
Yeah.
Like when YouTube started purging a lot of different things.
That's when I started. Yeah.
And that's because it was easy money. It was free money, man. And especially with the it was only based off of 1,000 subscribers. So think about it like this. People can pay for that.
Yeah.
You know how to pay to play game is. People can pay for subscribers. So YouTube purged a lot of subscribers that were just fake and bought and stuff like that. And they made the requirements to do it a little bit difficult because they wanted to. A little bit.
Dude, 4,000 hours, you know. That's like, I mean, the amount of podcasts that Joe Rogan's done at this point.
All right, so you think about it. That's like if you did a podcast for an hour. Let's just say you did an hour podcast. For the next 387 days, you'll have 4,000 hours.
That's insane.
It's around that. Don't get me wrong. Do the math. Y'all do math. Do the math, math wizards. But no, it's ridiculous. But I understood it, and it just gives me a goal to get back at. The most I've ever made with YouTube was like $200, and I'm gonna be honest, like total. But this is what I stress. And it's not that I'm lucky. Scratch that. That was incorrect. I've been saying that the whole time. No, I'm not lucky. I was following my heart, bro. I wasn't doing it for money. I wasn't doing it for likes. I wasn't doing it for fame.
Exactly. I want to build off of that because.
So I was just doing it.
Yeah, I don't know where you're at now, but I assume there was some sort of stalemate or something. There's some sort of plateau.
I love chess too, about BT dubs.
Yeah. So some sort of stalemate happened or plateau, whatever you want to call it. That's what I really want to get into because we're getting to this age. I'm 27, you're 27. Yeah, we're both 27. I know you got a family and shit gets real and you're like still trying to chase your dreams. I want to talk about the feelings of like, it's almost like you were like so fast right here and then it's like, boom, that letdown and like how you kind of work past
it. First things first, it wasn't, I wouldn't say it wasn't my fault, but I couldn't keep up.
Damn. I'm going to close this door.
Yeah. The earth's like, close the door now. That's amazing. I love nature though, so I'm cool. But I'm gonna try to make this as short as possible. But what happened was people started editing way better. People caught up. People understood. People looked at me, a young kid doing it, and did better. Point blank period. They did better.
Did it not make you want to do better, or did
of course.
Did it make you?
Of course.
Like your what's the word? Did you lose that confidence maybe or no?
Of course.
Yeah, all that. Yeah,
but they had what I didn't have, even though they were the best editors. They were the best this. They can afford to buy all the shoes because at a certain point, I got kicked out of my people's house. I had to live life.
Yeah.
I wasn't a kid no more that could just spend whatever on shoes. I had a kid young. He started wanting the shoes, so I started getting him whatever I could. You know, he wanted to do videos. I started doing videos for him. Life started to change.
Yeah.
And bro, it was so depressing, bro, because I would get recognized. When I did that the Concord 11 video, my brother was like, "Yo, D, they just recognized you. They just said that's the boy that did the True Blue video." Like it was a feeling like, oh man,
like shit's happening.
Like shit is happening. I'm about to get seeded. This is about to blow. The people at my job started hating. That happened. That made me lose confidence because the job was actually paying the bills. The YouTube was gonna pay the bills eventually, but I didn't even see this. I didn't even see this happening. You know what I mean? Like I didn't even see that this was gonna be a thing, and like people were gonna, start getting flown out. SneakerCon. Like SneakerCon wasn't a thing. I don't know if you know about that, but it's an event.
Yeah,
it's an event. It's like a comic book event, but for sneakers. That wasn't a thing. These things weren't things. People didn't know about it. So it was hard, man. It was very depressing. I'll be honest with you, but I got back up on it. I got back up on it, man. And I'm a deleter, so that's the crazy thing about it. I'm the type of person that I know I can do better. So maybe around 2016, I started to get back into it. Like, I want to do this. So I came up with a hip hop head series because hip hop is my first love. Yeah. And the shoes just started to become here's the shoe. I started to become a commercial, but I wasn't getting paid for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the hardest part, dude.
And then and I tried to come back a few times. It just wasn't there. So then I came back with the hip hop head thing. My first video was when I guess Drake dropped 2 Birds, 1 Stone, and he was just dissing everybody. Like everybody. And I was like, yo, is Drake running this thing? That was my first episode. My second episode was is the Migos the best rap group? These videos got big. They're not on my YouTube no more. The only one.
When was this? Like what year?
This is like 2016, 17. If you go in there right now, go on my YouTube, ReedMySole.
ReedMySole, check it out.
YouTube. Shout out to Cole for having me that. Hey. Shameless plug.
That's what it's for, man.
That's what it's for. Yeah. But my best one was it was number 9, which I won't get into that, but that's my number. And it was my 9th one. This is what I was talking about as far as consistency, right? So I started Hip Hop Head series. This is right before First Take. So trust me, I'm the guy that's always ahead of the game. And it sucks sometimes because you'll see somebody come, take over everything. And you got to kind of just roll with the punches. Yeah. I'm just now learning that.
Coming up for me, it was always just focused on being a rapper, being an artist, or being a music artist. It wasn't all the content, but it was so frustrating because I worked so hard to build relationships with blogs. So there was like several huge blogs that I started to like connect with the owners, and they're just these like 19-year-old kids. They don't know what the fuck they're doing, but they have people's careers in their hands. Yeah, it's so crazy.
You came from the blog era. Ooh,
yeah, that was a thing. When I was like 20, 21.
Shout out to the blog era.
Yeah, that shit was huge.
That was the shit.
And I got connected with some major blogs. And a couple of my singles like made it on there, and it really I gained. I mean, for like several hundred fans, which in like that time was like huge. Oh, now this is going off. Hang on. Let me restart it. At that time was huge to have several hundred fans. They would post it, these like different videos or SoundCloud stuff would get thousands and thousands of views. But something happened. I feel like I got blackballed by these people. It
happens, bro.
Because they were like, they literally were like, yo, I want to manage you and this artist named Whit Lowry. Do you know him?
No, I haven't heard of him.
Okay. This is
Whit Lowry?
Yeah, this is no offense to Whit Lowry. He's perfectly good artist. But I saw this dude. We were neck and neck. Like, both had, like, less than 1,000 fans. Okay. He's no more talented than me, and I'm not.
I'm a little more talented than him.
I'm not trying to say that.
It for you.
But let's just say we're tied. This dude, I watched him. They just chose him, and let's just say maybe he's a little more talented. I don't personally think so, but let's just say he is. they chose him, and he literally blew the fuck up. And to this day, he's got millions and millions of views. And I just was like right there, and you see that before your eyes, and it's just like, what the fuck, bro? That happened more than once. So I'm like, just watching those people blow. You know?
So look, this is how I have screenshots of me marketing the hip hop head as the first take of hip hop. That's everyday struggle. Literally, the first take of hip hop. 2 dudes arguing, right? But I didn't have 2 dudes. It was me. And I would just say my opinion. So my 9th one was Lupe. Is Lupe the GOAT? Is Lupe Fiasco the GOAT? And the way I did it, I finally got the formula right. And this is what I was talking about with consistency with YouTube, right? I did 10 of them. I mean, this is my 9th one. I had good ones. I was talking about Sheether. J. Cole's album came out. People really didn't like it. The neighbors think I'm selling dope. Whichever one that was. A lot of people didn't like it.
Was it the second one?
It was after 2014 Forest Hills.
Oh, okay.
For Your Eyes Only.
Yeah, that one.
And I had a bunch, and then I figured it out. I said, "Ooh, I got it." So I started. If you watch that video, which I still have on YouTube, it's like one of my best videos. It only has like 4 thumbs down and like 222 ups. Damn. It's like amazing. The algorithm for that is amazing, bro. It's over 5,000 views right now, which is kind of like my second best video after my 85,000.
That's so great.
But it's amazing for those amount of views and those ups. So many people commented and was like, "Oh my god." Lupe fans really took to it. But I just basically, Lupe had a song called "Dumb It Down," right? He came out with it in 2009, and he was talking about how they're gonna dumb hip hop down. And I explained, no offense to Lil Yachty, no offense to Lil Uzi, because they playing the game. But the people that run hip hop, they wanted to be able to sell their products. So they don't want you being too smart. Yeah. And he saw that, and I started explaining how some of his lyrics are just, I don't get them. I just don't get them.
I feel like that with Lupe.
Lupe's just over your head, man. And I get it. I hear it. I know what similes, onomatopoeias, metaphor. I know what they are. I know what you're trying to. Come on, bro. It's not that difficult. I'm a writer, so I understand it. But that's how I did it, and it took off. It took off, man. I'm still trying to get Lupe to say what's up.
Yeah, what up,
and
Lupe?
Endorse it. I'm trying to get you to endorse it, brother.
So did you keep that series going?
I didn't. I stopped.
What made you stop?
I'm a deleter, bro. I'm a deleter.
Oh. It's like self-sabotage almost in a way. Like,
yes. Yep.
That's a killer, dude.
All right, so since I have a son young, right, I just get in these moods where I'm just like, I don't want him to see me like this. I don't have custody of him. So he sees me a lot on the tube. And it just becomes, you get in your own mind, bro, when you start being your worst enemy.
So you battle with, like, it just reminds me of like depression and stuff like that. Do you battle with that type of stuff?
I everybody swears I'm this so confident individual because I can talk to a brick wall, they say, right? But that's my way of showing that I'm not confident. People just don't know it. I'm trying to see if you're an ally because I'm afraid. I grew up in New York. I was jumped. I was robbed. I was jumped multiple times, actually. Like I was growing up in the old New York, the pre-2012 New York.
Like as a kid, pretty much being under 16.
Yeah, bro. Damn. I mean, even now you go to New York. Gotta take off my headphones and let this guy know. I see what you're looking at me. You're trying to. I got maybe some expensive shoes on because I'm a sneakerhead, and you trying to do something. So I have that very, very. It's weird because I'm very protective over everyone else. With me, you can leave me to the crapper sometimes. So what I had to learn, and what I'm learning now, is get out my way, bro. I got in my way a lot. That's kind of how I descended, bro. I remember it specifically. I remember just being so heavy into conspiracy theories.
Dude, that shit is heavy.
Bro, no
matter what. Whether it's real or not, that shit's too heavy. Bro.
That shit is crazy. So I had a big following on my last, like, Twitter. Like, everybody. That was, like, the Twitter I had. I was, bruh, I'm pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie. I try not to use my comedy chops, but that's, like, my basis. Yeah, that's, like, my basis. It's, like, comedy. And if you watch that Lupe video, I did a call. I started a call. Kind of like how you, kind of like how you did the no niche. You know what I mean? Like, hey man, why you sleeping on Lupe? Wake up. So that's kind of how I did it. But with me, I'm just trying to get on my way, bro. I'm my biggest supporter and my biggest downer at the same time.
Well, how do you do that? Because I think a lot of people struggle with that. And for me personally, I can connect with it, but I also I can't do that to myself. I don't do that to myself. I'm not saying I never get down. I obviously get down, but I just, it takes me a couple days maybe, and then I'm like, fuck that. I don't care what anybody in the fucking world says. Like, I'm going to fucking do it, and this is what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
And that mentality, it's been ups and downs, of course, but especially the past couple of years, it's really benefited me greatly. But, like, when you can't just do that, how do you get out of that hole, I guess?
Believe people, bro. Believe people, bro. So many people tell me I'm amazing, and I think they're trying to get in my pockets, or they're trying to just, I believe I have this thing about our generation where they just do a lot of things for clout and just because it sounds nice, you know what I mean? And that's not the case.
That's like they do sometimes. Sometimes, but you got to. I get what you're saying.
I have to believe people, bro. I have to believe my woman. I have to believe my father. I have to believe my mother.
Dude, that creates. When you said woman, it just is like the insecurities that we create in our own mind around every relationship.
Everything, bro.
It can destroy you.
Bro, you gotta believe people when they tell you. That's the only thing you can do. Why think negative? Why go and say, nah, they trying to get me? Why not think positive? Even if they are trying to get you. That's on them.
Dude, that reminds me. When I was like 22, 23, something like that, I was talking probably really blunt. Like, my ego was probably talking a little bit, and I was having a conversation. I feel like it was a heated debate. I'm not even sure exactly who it was with, but I said something like, I'm great. Like, I'm amazing at what I do. And that person was like, you only think you're so amazing because everyone tells you you're amazing. And
duh.
Yeah, which is kind of like,
I didn't formulate this own opinion. I'm not that self-centered.
But when I was like 23, I was like, it made me think about that concept. It's just
people don't want to be amazing, bro.
Yeah,
they don't.
Interesting.
I didn't mean to cut you off, but have you noticed that
people don't want to be amazing?
People don't want to, and I had that for a long time.
I think I get what you're saying. Yeah,
people want to have the my job sucks. Like, they want to, because that's how we kind of relate to each other a little bit in our generation and just in life. Like, my car don't work. It's like that's how people kind of get together. They see the problems and they're like,
look at the shitty stuff. Like,
you have the same shitty life as me. Hey,
I hate that mentality. That's so negative. And
can't
toxic.
build a relationship off that.
God, you can't. You can't build positive anything off of that. That's like That's why I only stick to positive people. And sometimes when you do that, it can make you feel like you're excluding negative people, which you are. Which kind of can make you feel down. But you got to hope that the positivity that you and the people around you are creating is only going to pull them closer to you rather than you being stuck with them.
I hear you.
I don't know.
I hear that. Dude, like, you're speaking. You're speaking to my soul.
Yeah, to the soul. Yeah, it's like, I don't know, it's a pretty important thing. So for you just felt like as life went on, you just started to believe people more and more to the point where, I'm sure you still struggle, but do you feel like you're kind of coming out of it?
Yes, yo.
Yeah.
Meeting with you has made me come out of it. Like, I was intimidated to meet with you.
We met for the first time just the other day. We've known each other through social media, but we actually met. Yeah.
And powwowed for a good minute.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we both were tired, but it just, the conversation just kept going. And I wanted to do that with you before we got on the podcast.
Yeah.
So we can kind of know each other, because I feel as though I have people probably don't know who I am at all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They probably like, how the heck did he get the Adidas field agent job? How does he do it? And I'm a really solid person, man. But on social media, sometimes I play a character. I play the attention dude, because you can be like I said, I made a post where you can be positive, man. And this just happened with me and a good friend of mine. I was trying to reach out so positively, bro. I'm from New York. I can be an animal, bro. I can be an animal with this tongue, bro. And I won't even call you a name. I'm just good with the tongue, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, it could get disgusting sometimes. My girl looks at me like, my mom's like, I wish I was. She says this all the time. I wish I was rich because I would have paid for every bit of law school. I would have paid for every bit of it.
Yeah, I can see.
And that's how I got into criminal justice. I was a criminal justice major and stuff like that. But
debate team, you get a debate.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I just like to. I say I like to be correct, but I like to be right.
Yeah.
It's a part of my thing.
Like
but I could tell that about you too. But
right.
getting even coming and talking to you, bro, it's like get out your own way. You know what I'm saying? Like I wanted to work on that thing you and Pat did. Like I want to be a part of so much, but I'm in my own way. My biggest thing right now is finding love for myself, caring for myself, valuing myself, not the money I have, not the shoes that I have, because I hid through that too. I hid through that for a long time, and that's kind of why I switched to the hip hop head thing, because I didn't want to hide behind. Look at these shoes, and then people started to judge me off of it, like I was somebody I wasn't. Like, oh, we about to go in the mud, bro. I go in the mud. Yeah, they $300. Let's go in the mud. Let's do it. This is what this for. And that's the type of person I am. I'm a very middle person. I can get very prissy. I can get really dirty. You know what I mean? Like I'm not that kind of guy. I'm a laid back dude. You know, I like to listen a lot of the times if I'm in the right rooms. Yeah. And I haven't been in the right rooms. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get exactly.
So I've been ranting and. Now I'm like, no, I'm gonna fight for those right rooms, and I'm gonna get out my way, and I'm gonna value.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Myself.
Yeah, that's like, it's so important. Like I had the right team and mentor and Fat Rat like around me. Like
I should have worn a Love Peace and Hip Hop shirt.
Damn.
Man.
I gotta say this real quick. The coolest thing happened to me earlier today. I performed at Love Peace and Hip Hop in like 2016. It was something like that. Maybe 2015 was like the first time I performed.
Who you opened up
fresh
for?
Off.
Just throw it out there.
That year, it might have been KRS One. Yeah, it was huge. There was so many people at this event. But I got off stage and I had my like debut album and I handed it to this kid and my mom took a picture.
Okay.
And the dude found me yesterday today. I don't know, but he hit me up and he was like, dude, you're the main reason why I started music. Oh. And he was like, there's this picture I have. You handed me a CD. And then I went and found the picture. And I was like, is it this picture? And he was like, yeah, it was that picture. And I was like, holy shit. I almost wanted to cry, dude. I'm not going to lie. I would have cried. Yeah.
And recorded it.
Yeah. I kind of want to make a video like going to see him or something, because that was a vital moment in my career. What actually was happening in my head was I just performed in front of 10,000 people and I'm still having to go out and pass my CDs. What the fuck is that? Like in my head is like
no, but I get you.
I wanted that to be like, I thought when you hype all these things up in your head. It's like, it kind of like when you hit 10,000 views or whatever. Yeah, it's like you hype this up. So if I'm performing in front of 10,000 people, then I expect that like maybe I'm gonna get some money off of this, or I'm gonna get 1,000 fans off of this.
Yeah.
Fuck no. I still was handing out my CD to this kid. But for him to come back like 5 years later and be like, you're like one of the main reasons why I'm doing music.
Bro.
Insane.
That's what you do it for, bro.
Exactly. That now I realize that.
Bro, I had these little kids come up to me one time. I forgot where I was at. I might have been in Savannah, because a lot of people from Savannah will watch my videos. I don't know. I guess I was in the Bluffton area, so I guess it shout out to those people first. You know what I mean? That's kind of how it used to work. So a lot of Savannah people would like know me. And I remember this kid was like, yo, you're the reason why I started getting out the streets and trying to do like more content. He was a dancer. I don't remember anything about him. Yeah. But I remember like stopping and like really thinking to myself, like, they can't pay me enough for that, bro. They won't.
Exactly.
Remember I told you about the quarters and pennies?
Yeah.
That's a quarter. You feel me? A lot of people out there are pennies. Of course, we want dollars, but a lot of people out there are pennies, man. And that kid that came up to you and found you years later is a quarter, man. We got to value those people, bro.
That is what it's all about. Like that's, I mean, you talk about you mentioned something, hiding behind the shoes. You mentioned doing it because you really love the shoes or whatever it is, or hip hop. Like it is all about the love. Like at this point, I want subscribers because I want to be able to make money off of it.
Of course.
And I want to not have to do the business that I do all the time. But outside of that, dude, I'm just doing what I love to do. And I think that you're doing the same thing, or if you're not doing it right now, you're kind of getting to that same place, because it's like it's everything. And going back to the doors thing, where you're talking about the rooms that you want to be in, what I tend to do is I just go and I peek in a room and I'm a prime observer. Like, I almost don't even like interacting. Like, if we're in a big room and there's like 40 people, I really don't want to interact with anybody. I just want to watch everybody, and I'll get every single thing that I need to know, and then I'll decide if I want to leave the room or not. And using that mentality, it's taken me so much further, because then you can also scout like who is the person that you need to talk to,
opposed to who's just fluffing it.
Yeah, exactly. But there's also like negatives to that, where I've really more women in my life. They tend to always say that I'm always thinking about business, or I'm always thinking about this. I need to relax. I need to have fun.
And this is where we kind of cross, because not to cut you off, but that's what I'm trying to learn. It's funny because I'm so natural at talking to people. It's business. It's me. I'm a business, and I know that, but it's been very difficult at doing what you just said, doing everything you just said.
You're saying the opposite.
Yeah. So like, oh man, like you just hit it. Yeah, keep going. 'Cause I gotta think about what I'm saying. You just do. I don't get tongue tied that much, but you just tongue tied me. But yo, I could see the soul reverse of that, bro. Like, I wish I knew I was doing it for money at that time. You get what I'm saying? I put too much love into it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that's the crazy thing, to where I think while we're having this, while the universe had have this podcast,
for sure,
because I'm let's just, like, good time. This is what I love to do. I don't care how it's done. I don't care if it's focused. You're gonna like what I'm talking about. And a lot of times the reason why my stuff ain't focused is because I'm the one doing it. But
it's hard to say focused
by myself.
Yeah.
Shit. But no, that's crazy, bro, because I'm the reverse, bro. I need to think about business more. I need to get more organized. I need to get I'm on top. I'm always on top of these things. I'm always on bro. I've been telling people for years, yo, y'all better somebody help me do some real estate down here. This is the area. They looking for this. Businesses, Savannah, and I just don't have. I'm just not I can't be the business guy.
Yeah, there's
you call me to run a business that's set up already, but when it comes to, I just always just get to the love part, and then that gets personal, and then I can't separate it, and then I screw myself up.
So you don't have to be like I have to say this off of that. It's two things. First thing is that team work is great.
Yeah, I'm gonna
like
do this one.
There you go. Lean back a little bit. Teamwork is like the move. Yeah, a lot of times you want to be like. You want to be the dude that can do it all. You want to be like the business owner that it's your idea and it's your this and you're that. But really, no matter who you are, you need a team of people, and recognizing your strengths and aligning with the people with that's their weakness. Like, that is a beautiful thing. Second thing, I don't want it to come across. I was thinking about what I said earlier, that I never have moments of like social anxiety or like doubting myself, because even, for example, like when you're on the way here, anyone is on the way to like a podcast or something like this, the whole time in my head, every single reason to not do it is like going through my head. Like, what are the reasons I can bail? Like, I couldn't find one of these cords. My SD card, I wasn't sure if it would take this, or I didn't have another pair of headphones, or I don't really know if I feel like talking today, or you have to like fight those mini battles every
day, bro.
Every day, everything that you do. But I hate to say, like, you just don't think about it, or you don't overthink it. You just let that come and then go like that. No, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to figure it out.
It's your brain telling you to, like it's overdoing it a little bit. And I think that's a lot of humans' problems, is we're too smart, like we're too smart for our own good. So we're kind of like our worst enemy, And that's where I'm at right now, like with everything that's going on in the world. Oh my goodness. I'm just trying to stay out of the way and find me, bro. And not make those excuses anymore, dog. Because I see the world needs Cole Carner. I see the world needs ReedMySole. Almost said my real name there. Whoa. Whoa. That's my full thing, is ReedMySole. But I love, shout out to, forget it. Okay. Shout out to everybody that just said soul.
Yeah, soul.
It fits on a flyer way better, brother.
Yeah,
that's what we're putting.
Soul.
Okay. And I love it, because that's the point of it. My last name is Reed. You know what I mean? And the point is, I feel as though art is you just trying to let somebody see your inner sides. See who you want to be, not who you have to be, but like who you really trying to be. Like you want to start doing more YouTube and get paid for it. That's perfect, bro, because you want to do what you love and get paid for it. There's nothing wrong with that.
Of course, yeah.
If you had your own farm, you can get your own chickens and you have to pay property taxes, you probably wouldn't worry about the money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You'll just talk because you want people to, this is what you love. So you gotta, that's the thing I was saying about value when we were talking the other day, was in the monetary system, to where they print it a lot of times. They print money, they give it to whatever. They give it to whatever. It's crazy. You look at America right now with the money that's just around. Yeah. You can't use that to value yourself, man. Don't get me wrong. Pay your bills. Pay your bills.
Pay the bills.
But after that, don't continue to use that to value yourself. Start valuing the things you love to do.
That was what I was going to... Actually, I'm glad you said that. I want to make sure... Oh, we're good here. You said you hid behind shoes. I hide, and I'm going to say hid, because I like to think I'm not currently, behind business and money. Because it's the idea of I never want to go down. That's why that last video I posted about LA was like, for me personally, it was a huge moment, because I'm admitting to all these people, like, actually, I'm in like the lowest place that I've ever been.
And that was your best video.
And that was my best video. Exactly. Exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So like that being that transparent person and not hiding behind money, because even when the money comes, there's gonna be struggles on every level. I mean, everything. So being that transparent self and just not hiding is very important.
Yeah. That's where I'm at now, man. Like, the shoe thing is, I don't want people to, even though I have ReedMySole tattoo here and it's shoelaces, and I'm gonna probably do more and stuff like that, but it's funny because the shoe thing is hip hop to me. Yeah. Just to bring that full circle, right? The shoe thing is hip hop to me. And for years I hid behind hip hop. For years I hid behind what hip hop taught me to do and hip hop told me to do. And as I got older, I started seeing I started seeing it. I started seeing what I hide behind. Shoes and hip hop and trying to be cool. And nobody cared about that. People to this day don't care. They don't love me for that. Nope. They love me because I'm me. So I love that video too, by the way.
Thanks, man.
I love that video. That really made me be like, all right, I definitely got to connect with this dude now, just to give him a piece of game. You feel me? Because, bro, I've been through so much, bro. I've been through things that you don't even want to describe to people. Not to my own doing, just being at the wrong place, the wrong time. Yeah. And just being in the wrong environments, and I've been clawing to get out of those environments, bro. Yeah. And a lot of the times I was the reason why I was in those environments. So at this point where I'm at now, trying not to hide no more, I'm right here, man. I'm not a bad person. I may have a different opinion than you, or me, or my mother, or my father, or my brother, or my sister, or my whole entire family. But that doesn't mean I'm a bad individual.
For sure.
And for years I thought I was a bad person. Like, I just didn't love myself.
Like when people like or if you disagree with someone that makes you bad, or
bro. Yeah, like I'm just a bad guy. Like people didn't get a lot of what I was saying. It sounded like Kanye West for a long time. I did.
I believe you. Yeah.
You know,
people. I get it. But actually, I think I don't really want to get into all the Kanye shit. But sometimes I think he's a genius, and sometimes I'm like,
bro, come on, bro.
It's a whole thing.
Come on, bro.
I'm not like knowledgeable enough on it, but there are a lot of times where I'm like, I mean, what is he saying? That's a lot. I don't know. Yeah. We'll
get into that every day. But no, I'm with you, bro. Like that is my artist. That's my artist of choice. If I'm not gonna say Michael Jackson, Mac Miller, or Big Crit, Wale, like those are like my favorite dudes from that OG generation of, I'm gonna pick Ye, bro. The music is great. The what he's been able to do with Adidas is amazing. Nobody believed in him, and I kind of feel like that a lot of times. Like he's ahead of the curve all the time, and people just look at him like, what are you talking about? And then 5 years later, they look exactly like him. They're dressed exactly like him. They're talking really exactly like him. Especially they're trying to sing songy like him. Come on, man. It's that's usually how it is. It's usually when you're ahead of the curve, and that's I guess that's a large part of the reason why I'm starting to love myself, because I always tried to be ahead of the curve. I always wanted to say, yeah, I was doing that before them. Or I was, like, I was on top of that. Yeah, I did that. Y'all ain't do that. What? you can even hear what I was like when I was 18.
Yeah.
$60.
Exactly.
I'm crazy, man. Let me not say crazy. I'm me, man. I'm just me, bro. And I don't know, man. I just feel as though you know, I know my problem, and now I'm working on it, and now I'm trying to get better, and I'm trying to grow.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to get money, but not make the money. Don't let it make me. You know, for a long time, even now, man, people be like, yo, you're gonna make money. And I'm like, yeah, it's not what I want. But it's something. But it's not even right now. I want to build.
Yeah.
I don't care about the money, bro. I just want a building. You know, a name. My name right there. We built this. We started in 2020, and that's where I'm at, bro.
Yeah.
I really, you know, ReedMySole is that brand that I built. I started with a different name, and I kind of came up with that. And you know, I'm at the point where that's for me now. Like,
what's the next phase?
ReedMySole is for me. What's the next thing? And I'm just trying to stay on my way while I figure that out, bro.
Bro, that's a perfect ending right there. We gotta stay out each other's way, people. This is ReedMySole. I'm Cole Connor. We're ending the Cole Connor podcast right now.
Pleasure, man. Appreciate you having me on.
Problem, man.
Amazing artist. Amazing person. I'm happy to be a part of this. Thank you.
Peace.
Now he has to edit it.